Hi and welcome back to the channel. If you haven't been here before, my name's Lee and I run this channel with my son Ollie. We are based here in Shenzhen in China and we create a varying amount and type of different content. So have a look. I'm sure some of it may interest you. Today we're going to talk about Huawei. I often follow Huawei. It's been a little while since I've done a video, but in the last few days they had their press conference to talk about their annual results, and I'm going to show you in this video how they have not only countered the sanctions that were imposed on them by the US, but they've continued to grow and increase their business. So let's get into the video and find out a little more. So the press conference was held on the 28th of March and it was conducted by Guoping, the rotating chairman, and also Meng Wanzhou, who's the chief financial officer. And it was lovely to see Miss Meng back in Shenzhen after her house arrest in Canada. She was released late last year and it was lovely to see her yet again presenting the financial results at the Huawei press conference. So first of all, let's take a look at the headline figures. So as you can see from this data, the overall revenue was down by 28.6% to 636.8 billion yuan. However, and this is probably the most important thing, the net profit was up by 75.9% year on year to 113.7 billion. Now, in the UK, we have a saying that turnover is vanity and profit is sanity. So we feel, profit is much more important than turnover. And Huawei have achieved this increase in profit by making themselves more efficient. And this has not only led to a higher profit margin, but it's also increased their cash flow. So now let's have a look at Huawei's different business units and how they performed in 2021. So first of all, we have Huawei's carrier business, and this maintained solid performance. And interestingly, more than 50% of the revenue for this business, the carrier business, was from markets outside of China. And test results have shown that 5G networks built by Huawei for customers in 13 different countries, including Switzerland, Germany, Finland, the Netherlands, South Korea and Saudi Arabia, provided the best user experience. And by working with carriers and partners, Huawei has signed more than 3,000 commercial contracts for industrial 5G applications. And in 2021, 5G saw large-scale commercial deployment in many industries, including manufacturing, mining, steel, port, chemical, cement, power grid and healthcare. And being here in China, I've been able to see for myself how quickly Huawei have helped the major Chinese carriers roll out a 5G infrastructure. And although 5G is important for consumers, I think the bigger picture is where Huawei have helped industries become more efficient using 5G and AI. And we've seen this across many sectors. And one I would like to highlight is the ports. Now, China operates 6 out of 10 of the world's most efficient ports. And that has been made possible by Huawei's implementation of 5G and AI solutions. And also due to continuing digital transformation trends, Huawei's enterprise business also grew rapidly, generating 102.4 billion in revenue in 2021. And in the past year, Huawei launched 11 scenario-based solutions for key sectors such as government, transportation, finance, energy and manufacturing. And the company have established multiple dedicated teams, including a coal mine team, a smart road team, and a customs and port team, to combine resources in a way that more effectively serves the needs of its customers. Over 700 cities and 267 Fortune Global 500 companies have chosen Huawei as their digital transformation partner, and Huawei now works with more than 6,000 service and operation partners around the world. Now, as I mentioned earlier, Huawei have been under sanction from the US for a number of years now, and this has meant that they can't get access to the latest cutting edge chips. Now, this has made quite a dent in their consumer business, especially to mobile phone handsets. But what Huawei have done to bolster their consumer business is they focus more on wearables and also smart screens, which don't require the latest cutting edge chips. And as we can see from the chart, that business has increased by more than 30%. And due to Huawei's concentration on the wearables market, they have now become the world leader in wearables, shipping more than 100 million devices to date. And Huawei's health app now has more than 83 million monthly active users worldwide. And I actually own one of the Huawei smart wearable devices. It's the GT Watch, and I actually think it's an absolutely cool device. I can not only monitor all my health statistics on it using the health app, but I can also pay for things using Alipay, and I can also use it to access the Metro system because they have an app that combines the Metro payment system with their wearable, so I don't even have to take my phone out of my pocket. I can just use it to get on and off the Metro system. So we've talked about the financials. Now let's talk about what Huawei considers to be one of the most important parts of its business, and that is research and development. As you can see from the chart, Huawei spent 142.7 billion yuan in 2021, which is 22.4% of its total revenue and a 10-year high. And between 2012 and 2021, Huawei have spent a total of 845.6 billion yuan in total on R&D investment. Huawei R&D investment is given a higher priority than shareholder returns. Like many Western companies will give a much higher priority to shareholder returns, but Huawei doesn't do that. Huawei invests in R&D because it knows that is what will keep it on the leading edge of technology. And as a result of that R&D spend, Huawei have a total of 110,000 patents in 45,000 patent families. And in 2021, they ranked number 1 for patents in China and in the EU, and 5th in the US. Now, many people think of Huawei as a Chinese company, but in fact that is not strictly true. Huawei are a very international company. They have a total of around 195,000 employees, and 107,000, which is almost 55% of those, are staff involved in research and development in over 80 research and development labs around the world. And they also have partnerships with many universities in many countries around the world. And each year, Huawei invest more than 20 billion yuan in basic research. And as part of Huawei's R&D effort, they also see the benefit of investing in people. And something that Guoping said at the press conference I found very interesting, and that was, talent, scientific research and innovative spirit are the 3 critical elements for Huawei's future. And he also talked about an army of PhDs, and over the last 2 years he mentioned that Huawei have recruited 26,000 fresh graduates, and over 300 of those have been what has been defined as top minds. And in the coming 12 months, Huawei anticipates employing another 10,000 graduates. So if you have a PhD or a master's degree, it might be worth giving Huawei a call, as they were voted 8th in the list of Forbes best employers for 2021. So in conclusion, I'd just like to share with you something that Ms. Meng said in answer to a question that was asked by Xinhua News Agency at the press conference. In 2021, we may have stepped out of the blackout zone of this calamity. This wouldn't have been possible without the hard work of every Huawei employee. Despite the lingering pressure we've been under over the past 3 years, our teams have become more united than ever, and our strategy has become clearer. Looking to the future, we will invest even more in talent and R&D. This concentrated and ongoing investment will help us maintain our ability to innovate, and we will work with our partners to continually provide high quality and higher value products and services to our customers over the long term. And I think that sums up in a nutshell Huawei. Investing in R&D and people. And I think any business that invests in R&D and people and puts the people and investment before shareholders will inevitably be successful. And I personally like to wish Huawei every success in the future. I do hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm hoping it's given you a little bit more insight into Huawei. If you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you like the content in general on our channel, please consider subscribing. But as always, for now, take care.